WUFT News has been digging into the report by the advocacy group Environment America.
This report comes after the national controversy over the poor water quality allowed in Flint, Michigan. WUFT's Daniela Hurtado spoke with advocates who believe Florida schools may not be fully addressing the issue.
I spoke with Ronald Saff and Donald Axelrod, who conducted tests in 2 Florida counties, Leon and Wakulla. They found elevated lead levels in all 16 schools they tested. Researchers say these can't be the only 2 counties in the state with the problem. It's probably just the tip of the iceberg.
When children go to school, they should have their brains protected.
Students across the nation and in the state may be at risk of lowering their IQs. That's one thing some researchers who conducted the lead test, like Dr. Ronald Saff, agree on.
And what we're finding is that they're being exposed to lead, which puts them at risk for developing ADHD, criminal behaviors, cognitive decline.
The study by Environment America suggests there's a problem in the school system statewide.
Right now, we give Florida a failing grade when it comes to lead in drinking water, because current state law requires nothing to prevent children's drinking water from becoming laced with lead at school.
When we reached out to the Alachua County School Board to find out when the last time their taps were tested, spokeswoman Jackie Johnson said, quote, "There is no requirement to test for lead in the school's water." And she's right. In Florida, schools are not required to test for lead beyond EPA's regulations. The EPA's drinking water standard for lead is 15 parts per billion. That standard is known as an action level and only requires test results over that level to be reported. However, researchers question that standard.
15 parts per billion is we'll call it a technology-based standard. It has nothing to do with public health, and it's widely misunderstood. So 15 is not protective of human health.
But the American Academy of Pediatrics says there is no safe level. According to the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, the issue of lead is not in the water systems like GRU, who test for lead periodically. But lead can be contaminating water through older pipes and fixtures in the plumbing systems.
We've known lead is toxic for 2,000 years. Why would we use lead pipes? We don't have an inventory of lead water pipes in Florida. We certainly don't have a perfect feel for how many homes or schools have pre-1986 plumbing fittings full of lead. So we're just whistling past the graveyard.
Although water isn't the only way children can be exposed to lead. Lead can be found in dust, gas, and in certain paints. In 2012, the Center for Disease Control tested the blood of 3,605 children in Florida for lead. The CDC found elevated levels of lead in 381 children in Hillsborough County, 282 in Duval, 184 in Polk, and 73 children in Alachua County. All were among the top 10 counties with the most cases.
It's the easiest of the problems. We're all exposed to it. Let's do something about it. Let's do it quickly. Let's get Florida having safe water in schools for our school children.
According to researchers, some of the ways they suggest that lead can be taken out of the water is to flush the water in the pipes, which is a temporary solution, replace the plumbing fittings or the system, but the most feasible way, putting filters at the taps.
Now, researchers say that if you are concerned about lead, that you can test the water yourself, and it's as cheap as $8 to send it to a lab. You just have to get the bottle, put it under cold water, and then ship it to a lab and wait for the results.
I have these lead testing kits, and they're sitting in my office. I would love to give them away to people and have them test for lead in their homes or their schools.
As for all the school districts in Florida, Dr. Sav and Axelrod say they're ready to act on the problem.
As for schools in Alachua County, GRU reached out to us and said the utility is now working with the school board on a plan to test the water in schools. They did tell us a year ago that they replace lead pipes when they're discovered. For more information on the report or how you can take action, visit our website, WUFT.org.